All right, state your full name.
Christine James Zepeda.
All right. And state your starting body weight.
152.4.
And your starting body fat percentage.
28%.
28%. All right, Christine, why did you decide to enter the challenge?
I've done 2 boot camps and I have had such good results. I've been trying to lose weight for 5 or 6 years now. And I wanted to make a bigger commitment after this last camp ended, so I decided to join the challenge to make a bigger commitment to my fitness and to my weight loss goals.
Fabulous. So what are your goals for the challenge?
Ideally, I would like to lose 20 more pounds. And in terms of fitness, I would like to move up to using 8 or maybe 10-pound weights. I don't know if that's feasible. I want to be able to do push-ups on my toes instead of my knees, and I would like to get my mile time down to under 8 minutes. I don't know if I can do all that, but I'm gonna try.
Absolutely, you can do all that.
Yay!
Stay positive. you can do it. All right, Christine, do you struggle with your weight? And if so, have you always struggled with your weight? I
didn't start struggling with my weight. I was actually very thin up until about halfway through college.
Okay.
When I started eating really poorly, and I had some problems with depression, and so I ate to make myself feel better. And I didn't notice until I was a size 18 that I had gotten fat.
Wow.
So
I didn't realize you were up to a size 18. What was your heaviest weight?
I didn't own a scale at that time, but I would say I was in over 200 pounds.
Wow.
For sure.
And so you're back down to 150, so congratulations, that's awesome.
This is the lightest that I've been in about 5 years.
Wow.
So.
All right, and we are still on the road.
Absolutely.
So we're going to do it. So are you happy with the way you look now?
No. I'm getting happier, but I definitely have some things that I would like to change.
So what would you like to change about yourself?
I would like definitely to lose this around the midsection. I've got some stuff going on here. I really want to trim up my thighs, and I'd like to get rid of my cankle, where like you can't tell where my calf ends and my ankle begins. I've toned up my arms a lot, and I'd definitely like to tone them up some more. Yeah, so pretty much everywhere.
All right, state your name.
Christine Zepeda.
And Christine, how old are you?
I'm 29.
All right, and what was your starting weight?
152.4.
152.4.
That's right.
Okay, it's now 12 weeks later. What's your ending weight?
126.6.
126.6. What's the difference of that?
That is 25.8 pounds.
So you lost 25.8 pounds over the last 12 weeks.
I did.
Oh, fabulous.
It is fabulous.
What was your starting body fat percentage?
It was 28%.
28%. And what was your ending body fat percentage?
19.9%.
And that's a difference of?
8.1%.
8.1%. How many total inches did you lose?
I lost 19.5 total inches.
19.5 total inches.
Mm-hmm.
How many inches did you lose off your waist?
Let's see. It was 27.5, so now it's 24, 3.5 inches.
So you have a 24-inch waist.
That is nuts. Like, I had no idea it was that small.
That is very impressive. 24 is a small waist. Good job, Christine. All right, so tell me, how about your 1 mile run time? What was your initial run time?
My initial time, I think, was, at the beginning of the 12 weeks, was 9:58, I think.
9:58, okay.
Yeah.
And your final run time?
7:30.
7:30. So you took, what is that, about 2.5 minutes off your run time.
Mm-hmm.
Good. 7:30 is pretty quick. All right, so Christine, did you meet your goals?
I did, like all of them, and even ones I didn't know I had.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about that.
I mean, I wrote up a bunch of goals, like a checklist, and one of them was, get down to a goal weight of 130, which I surpassed. And
Yes.
then another one was be able to fit into a size 6, which I also surpassed.
What size are you now?
I'm like a 2 or a 4.
A 2 or a 4. That's awesome.
It is crazy. And another one of my goals was, to lose 2 to 3 inches off my thighs, and I did that. And another one was to fit into a pair of jeans I wore when I started college, and those are too big.
Wow, too big.
Too big.
Okay.
Too nuts.
And you told me earlier that you haven't been this small since you were basically college.
Right, before I started college.
Before you started college, so teenage years,
Yeah.
you said. Okay.
Yeah, I have not been this
so
small.
in your adult life, or in your adulthood, this
I've
is
never
the
been
smallest
this
you've
small.
been.
Yeah,
And you said previously you had gone up over 200 pounds.
that's right.
And when you started boot camp with us back at the end of June, you were 166 pounds.
Yep.
So you were 166 pounds before you decided to do the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And so through the course of boot camp and the challenge, you have lost 40 pounds.
Yep.
That is super impressive.
It's amazing, and it's changed. It really has changed my life, as corny as that sounds. It really has.
I believe it has. I've noticed, and everybody else has noticed, your self-confidence has improved greatly.
For sure, because I'm not worried. I'm not comparing myself to other women anymore and feeling inferior because I feel like, oh, I'm overweight, and oh, they're looking at me and thinking, oh, that poor chunky girl or something like that. And I'm sure that most people weren't doing that, but I mean, that's what I would think in my mind. So now, when I'm around, thinner people, I don't feel intimidated anymore, so I can just be who I really am instead of, hiding in my shell and being afraid that if I'm too outgoing, I'll seem like that over-the-top, heavy girl. I never wanted to be that.
Well, Christine, you are a very outgoing person, and we love having you in camp in the morning. I do in particular.
It's the craziness. I share it. I share it around.
Crazy Christine.
That's me.
Okay, so Christine, what did you learn about yourself through the challenge?
Well, I learned that the person that I have been for the past, 7 or 8 years when I've been overweight isn't who I really am. And the whole time I've actually been hiding that person. And I didn't even really realize until, approaching the end of the challenge that I am so much more outgoing than I thought. And I'm so much more, I was never not an upbeat person, but I'm just so much more upbeat than I thought, and I'm so much braver and so much stronger than I ever knew that I could be.
Absolutely. Christine, if you had to do it all over again, would you?
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't even think twice. I would do it again. I would do all of it again.
Absolutely, and why?
Because I've been struggling with my weight my entire 20s, and it's been not only a struggle with my weight, but with, trying to come to terms with who I am and figure out who I am. And I never felt like who I was on the inside was really reflected by the body that I had and the person that I presented on the outside. And so, throughout the challenge, I finally come to a place where who I am on the outside, I feel like it reflects who I am on the inside. And I'm so much more comfortable in myself just knowing that. And, I can't even express how awesome that is.
I think this is a pretty obvious question, but are you happy with where you are now?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm really happy.
Do you feel like you have more to do, or do you think you're where you need to be?
I think that I do have, there's definitely more that I could accomplish. I think now that I've gotten down to my weight goal, I can really start focusing on, the fitness has been important to me since I started. But now I can really turn and focus on that and focus on building my endurance and my strength. And now I want to start running more and doing races and stuff like that. And I want fitness to be part of my life now.
Great answer. Great answer. Okay, so if someone were to ask you if they should do the challenge, what would you say?
I would say absolutely. I wouldn't even hesitate to say yes. If you have weight loss and fitness goals that you want to meet, if you've ever struggled with it, even if you haven't, but you just, this is the first, you want to lose some baby weight or something, this is something you absolutely should do, because the combination of you get personal training, plus you get guidance for nutrition, which I know is something that a lot of people have trouble with, and it's something that I always had trouble with, and I will definitely be taking away what I learned and applying it to, into my diet, even though the challenge is over. And it's just such a great way to meet your goals and discover things about yourself and meet a lot of really good people.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. What advice would you give to somebody who is starting the challenge?
I would say take it one day at a time, Don't expect too much from yourself in the beginning. And that first fit test and those first measurements, you might be disappointed. you might not have realized where you were. I mean, I know I didn't realize where I was, and then I was measured and weighed, and I was like, oh, crap. And then my first mile run time, I was really disappointed because I was the last. But you know, after the first session, you'll be amazed how much you've improved, and then by the end, you won't even recognize who you are. So you just have to ease into it and not beat yourself up for the small things. Just reset your mind and say, okay, I made that mistake, but I'm going to learn from it, and I'm not going to make it again. And you will be absolutely amazed by where you end up.
All right, Christine, any additional closing remarks?
Yes.
Okay, go
I
for
would
it.
like to say thank you to you and to Lauren and to all the coaches for helping me through this, because you guys are like the best ladies, and what you do, what you help people do for themselves is so valuable. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Christine.